Hiya, it says I'm live, so I presume I'm live. I can see Prestige Liquids WW is in. Hi, Andrew. I know you said you're driving, so you can't comment. I can't believe we're actually here. It seems like such a long time coming that it seems surreal that we're doing it at last. You can put a face to the name that you've been popping up on your feeds for so long. And we can finally get on and get this thing started. While I'm waiting, I've got Castmate in as well. Hiya, Castmate, how are you? Can you introduce yourself? Because I don't actually know your name, so I'm trying to keep track of everyone's name so we can be a bit more personable. So if you don't mind putting your name on the comments, by all means do that. Really nice to see you. Thank you for giving me your time, not knowing who the hell I am. It's all new to me as it is to you. So Matthias, excuse me while I write it down because I am terrible with names. So I'm going to keep track of everyone so that I can use your names in the future. It takes me a while, but I will get there. Okay, so who have we got in? Castmate and Prestige. Hope you're driving safely, Prestige. Don't stop for me. I had a few questions come through in the... Oh, hang on, Jay Chung, how are you? Nice to meet you. Haven't seen your name, I don't think, in many of the other ones that I've been on, many of the chats I've been on, but it's nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. I really do appreciate you giving me your time. Going back to what I was saying, I had a few questions come through on Twitter and Instagram just asking why I was doing this, and this is kind of why we're here. I'm going to try and explain why I'm doing this and give you a little bit of the backstory into why. So let me begin. It goes back a long time when I was 18, and all I used to do was drink Jack Daniels with my dad, and that was all I ever thought whiskey was. It was kind of seeing Slash and Guns N' Roses playing. Well, he'd got a bottle of Jack Daniels and it seemed the coolest thing in the world, and that was what I thought you did. And I soon realised that there was more to whiskey than just that. And that all culminated really in a trip that I had with some distant friends. They were friends of someone else's of mine that we went away with. And we were in a bar and they were all talking about whiskey. And I was like, yeah, I drink whiskey. I drink a nice Jack Daniels or a Jim Beam. And they were all ordering their whiskies, and they were ordering Glenmorangie, just numerous ones I didn't have a clue about. And I was just wondering, what the hell are they ordering? Because I just don't know any of these names. And I just sat back, and the energy in the room, I mean, there was tables in the room that were joining in with the conversation about whiskey, and I'd never seen that before. It was complete strangers. We were miles away from home in like this countryside pub, and all the different tables were joining in with this conversation. And I just sat back and I saw such like a connection through whiskey. And I thought, I'm going to learn more about this. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try and do something to expand my knowledge. And I'm going to learn what this Glenmorangie is, because that would seem to be the one that everyone was stuck on. It was Glenmorangie this, Glenmorangie that. Do any of you guys have any experience with Glenmorangie? Or have any other kind of recommendations that you could give me? Because I'm always open to that. That's how this all started. So if you've got any recommendations, it's greatly appreciated. So I came back from the trip and I thought, I want to try this Glenmorangie. So I bought a bottle. Actually, we'll just have there. All things whiskey. Yes, try De La Santa. It is amazing. It is probably one of my top whiskies at the moment. I've got it up there at the back, the nice red box, and you can't. It's amazing. Jay Chung, the Quinta Ruben. Is that nice? Because I've questioned whether to get that one or not. Is it on the same lines as Lasanta? Is it like a sweet sherry cask, or is it something else? If you can expand on what that is. Oh, it's port finished. That sounds nice. Would you say it was nicer than the Lasanta, in your opinion, or Lasanta still got the edge on it? I just go for I'm a strange one because I'll swing from port to peat. Is that like a strange? I can go like the sweetest whiskies in the world straight to like a Lafroig, and I'm enjoying that just as much. There's kind of no real. I've got a lot of middle ground, but I tend to go from one extreme to the other. So it's hard to get a gauge of what I really do like on a regular basis. That's why I've got so many, because I'm always seem to be chasing after that next unicorn whiskey, if you know what I mean. So what would you say, Jay? What would you say your favourite peated port cask was? I don't think I've done it. I think I know one of those. What would you say it was? All right, Kilchoman port. Okay, is that? So that's, and then you got the Benriach peated port finish. Okay, fantastic. I wonder if those are available in the UK. It's not something that I've seen on the shelves very often, but I should give them a try if I ever see them. Talisker port is killer. Why is it killer? Is it just good cask makes, or is it a hard drink? I don't know. I like Lafroig. I had Ardbeg, but I had that very early on in my kind of whiskey drinking kind of phase, and it was a bit too much for me. And now, for some years later, I'm down to Lafroig, and I'm loving that. But I'm always wanting more, if you know what I mean. So that's why I'm always looking at Octomore. But then I look at the price tag on it of £130 odd, and it just makes me not want it. But going back to the story, when I was sat around that table listening to everybody talk and kind of reminisce about whiskies I'd had, it was a round table, and everybody had kind of gathered around it. And it's what I want this channel to be. It's a round table for everyone to sit around, get together, get their ideas out on the table, share, experience different things, share different things, share drinks, and just be as one. And that's kind of where I want this channel to go. I'll be truthful with you. I recorded a video today that I was going to post on Wednesday, and I actually deleted it before I came on here because it was just too serious. I want it to be fun. I want it to attract new whiskey drinkers who need that little push to go beyond the Jack Daniels that I was stuck on for many years. And I want you guys to help me do that with them. So I'm going to start the channel off at a fairly basic level. It's going to be tongue-in-cheek. It's going to be fun. It's not going to take itself too serious. I want it to be enjoyable. There's plenty of channels out there at the moment that are serious channels that you watch and you kind of get the information you need. But, you know, if that's what you want, that's great. But this channel is going to be a little bit more tongue-in-cheek, a little bit more fun. Still working on it because, like I said, I did go down a certain path, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be the way I'm going to go. I just didn't like it. So I'm going to redo it and come at it from another angle. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Another question I've had is, why call it a whiskey lifestyle channel? I don't know if you'll have seen it yet, but on my actual beginning and end of the videos that I'm going to post, it will say lifestyle channel underneath the signs. And that is going to come down to the fact that it's not just me who's doing this. It's going to be a group of different people. My wife wants to get involved. She's a very new whiskey drinker. She started off on like whiskey cocktails and things like that, and now she's evolved into drinking drams. And she's evolving weekly with the drinks that she likes, so she wants to be involved. I have a friend who is on here at the moment, all things whiskey. He does whiskey photography, and he does his own couple of videos on Instagram, and I'm going to try and get him involved as well if he's up for it. Let me know in the comments if you are all things whiskey. Whiskey is life, prestige liquid. Yes, Andrew, it definitely is. I talked about this on the video I deleted, and I'm going to go into a little bit now. The community that has evolved in front of me, accepting me into it, all of you guys and more who aren't on here tonight, you've just been amazing. I cannot say a big enough thank you to all of you. You've welcomed me in. You've given me advice. You've just, there's so much rubbish going on in the news, and if you're in the UK, it's just relentless at the moment. The feeling of just it's restored my faith in humanity a little bit, that you're also welcoming, and like I said, I can't thank you more. Going back to Prestige, he has been an amazing welcome into the community, if you like. I know he's new himself. He has got lots more videos than I have, obviously, and a few more followers than me. But he's just opened his arms and welcomed me in. And No Nonsense Whiskey is not on tonight. I know he's travelling. I think he was at Ardbeg earlier on today, so he's probably on his way back from there. He's offered his help as well. I'm a little bit strange when it comes to people offering help, because I feel like I don't want to put them out. I know they've offered, but I feel like once you start asking, I start to feel a little bit awkward about it. So I think I will go my own way and just interrupt that. Jay, thank you for staying as long as you did. I appreciate everything. Keep your eye open on the channel, and you'll see some exciting content soon. Hopefully put a smile on your face as well. Thank you for all your comments. Cheers, buddy. Thank you. See you soon. For those of you that are left, like I said, we've got a few different ideas about the channel. I've got, I think, are we going to call it Whiskey Chit Chat? Me and my wife, or whoever it is of that week, they're going to sit down on the chairs. You can't see them here, but I've got like a couple of chairs to the side of me that we're going to sit down in a relaxed atmosphere and just put two whiskies up against each other. We choose one each in the same category, and we just have a little bit of a drink off, if you like. You can see me go up against my wife or whoever it is at the time. Just fight our corners for which one is the best whiskey. Okay, we've got some more new people. Jay Manton, not going to joke, he's my son. So he's on here to big me up. I appreciate it, Jay. There's more people on here than I thought, to be honest. So I appreciate you coming on. But if you want to get to bed, you can. You're going to have a drink of water because my throat's drying up. Here's what I'm looking at it. I've got a dram on the go here. What's everyone else drinking? Are you drinking? Have you got one on the go, or is it too early in the morning for some of you? Or I'm drinking at the moment. It is Michter's American whiskey. I don't know if any of you have got that, but it's very nice. Must admit, there'll be a review in due time. What I'm going to do with the channel is, like I said, it's going to start from a very beginner's point of view. I know there's a lot of you on here who are probably going to be beyond that level already. And it's not, the videos I do on YouTube might not necessarily be for you, but the live ones will be. They'll be a bit more fun, a little bit more of the further up the ladder kind of whiskies. So I appreciate if you watch the ones I do that are for more basic whiskey drinkers. But we're going to do a lot of different things in a lot of different ways. The Instagram's up and running now. Twitter's up and running. YouTube will be obviously this is the very first one, so we're up and running as we speak. And I've got lots of ideas. We've got lots of like days out planned where we're going to do some footage of when we're out. I'm actually off work the next 3 weeks, so I'm going to try and get a few different places. There's a place called Hampton Manor, which is close to here, which have got a nice whiskey collection, which is growing every day. I've got a place in, Whisky Freedom. That's another new one. I'll just pause there. Thank you for staying in, even though you're on holiday with the family. Where are you now? Are you having a good time? It's nice that you've took the time to do this, even though you're on holiday. I hope you're not getting into trouble for being on your phone or computer while you're meant to be bathing in the sun. Yeah, so we got a lot of ideas. If you have any ideas yourselves, by all means, pass them on. Put them in the chat, put them in the comments, put them anywhere. Email me. You can email me on newdramdrinker@gmail.com. Whisky Freedom. There you go. That's it. I knew the name. I just couldn't put who it was. I was just talking about you. Was you here when I was talking about you? It's lovely to see you. Thank you so much. You said you were going to be here. Well, you said you were going to be here yesterday, but now you're here today. So I would love to get down to see your bar. I know you were saying you were working on getting it to a point where people could just pop in to have a drink. Your ears were burning. Yeah, they should be, because I was bigging you up a little bit. So it's like I said, I was saying I'm off for the next 3 weeks, so I'm going to be trying to get some footage from different places. There's a place in town called Bourne & Co, which I'm going to try and get to, have a few there. Obviously, there's the Birmingham Whisky Club. I'm going to try and get there and have a few drinks there. Actually, I'm going to do a taste test of all of the Game of Thrones whiskies. I'm going to do every single one of them and review back on what we kind of tasted. When I say we, me and my wife. Don't tend to do a lot of things on my own with regards to this. It's kind of with my wife, Nikki. She joins in, and like I said earlier on, she really enjoys it as much. And it's nice to be able to share it with someone and not do it on your own as well. I'd love to get down to Hampton Manor. Like I say, get in touch with me if you can, Whisky Freedom, and we can sort something out. Get some footage, some pictures. It'd be great to see you. You have been, the wilderness. I popped in there. James Boger is a wonk. I actually bought their Brexit blend this week. If you can see that there, that is one impressive bottle, and I haven't opened it yet. Being limited to only 100 bottles, I'm going to be a little bit reticent to open it. I think I'm just going to keep that one on the shelf for a while and probably do a special review at some point. And do you know James at all well, or is that just your opinion of him from what you've seen on YouTube and Instagram? Oh, that is a good drink. So come on, guys, what are you drinking? Have you got a drink on the go at the moment, Whisky Freedom? With that bar that you've got going on, you must have something you can have a drink of. I've seen that you've had some Blau Belair put into the stock, so it'd be nice to see that. Whisky Friend, thank you for stopping in. Or like I say, I appreciate if you're even only here for a couple of minutes, that's fine. I appreciate you popping in and giving me your time. There'll be more, so if you can come next time as well, thank you so much. Have a good day, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for stopping. All things, but you're only on water. Not all things whiskey. Dan, come on. Come on. You can knock one. You can knock one back. You can have a little one. It's not going to cause you any trouble. So, Whisky Freedom, you've met him a few times. He really knows his stuff. Yeah, I can imagine. Like I said, I am relatively new to whiskey. I've not been doing it as long as some, more than others. But my palate and nose probably aren't up to scratch compared to others. But that's why I want to come at it from the point of view of a beginner, because that's what I am in a way. I saw a lot of videos when I was first trying to, like I said, when I got back from that trip and I was looking into the Glenmorangie and all the whiskies that other people were talking about around that round table, you tend to get people who are reviewing them with a much better palate than I've got. So I went out and bought them, and they never tasted anything like what they were saying they were going to, just because, not because they're wrong, just because I can't taste it. And it was a bit disheartening. And I don't want to do that on my channel. I want to come at it from a realistic point of view of what you'll taste as a beginner going into these higher end whiskies, because I did it. I jumped into buying like Glenmorangie Signet, like probably my 5th whiskey, and I haven't opened it yet because I'm kind of too scared to, just in case it doesn't live up to this kind of level that I've put it up at. Has anyone had Signet on here, by the way? Because I'd love to hear what you think of it, and I hope you say it's good. Yeah, Whisky Freedom, you mentioned that you were a relative newbie, but you seem to be on the right path, honestly. From what I've spoke to you and you've said, you're picking all the right whiskies to put in the bar and stuff, so keep on going the way you're going. So I'm in the Peaks with the family. Okay, bought some Glen, Cadan, Springbank. Okay, Springbank is one I haven't tried, I must admit. Have you bought that for yourself or for the bar? I'd love to know if you've bought it for yourself, what it's like, and if you bought it for the bar, if you've tried it, what it's like. Yeah, so I'm just looking forward to. This is really awkward, isn't it? Because I'm trying to talk to you and I'm trying to read the comments, and it's such a strange feeling because it seems so alien. Okay, my lad Jay is saying he had whiskey once and I couldn't hack it. Will this change because I want to get into it? Yeah, it will. I mean, keep on going at it, Jay. I mean, you've got the best chance in the world because you've got 50 plus whiskies right behind me that you can try whenever you want to. So you've just got to take baby steps. And yeah, okay, I'm your dad, but watch my videos because they will explain to you what you need to do to get into it. And if you want to, you will. It's not that hard, honestly. Okay, Springbank Whisky Freedom. Springbank 10 is glorious, £40 of deliciousness. Okay, can you just expand on that? What is deliciousness to you? Do you like sweet, peaty? I'm a little bit dumb on the Springbank, to be honest. It's not one. It's one that I've earmarked. It's kind of in my Amazon basket, if you know what I mean. But I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. So it'd be nice to see or to hear what it's like. Okay, Jack Hanley's joined. What would you recommend to a complete whiskey newbie? You know what? I would probably say Irish because it's very smooth. Don't shoot me for saying smooth. I know smooth is a bad phrase to use when it comes to whiskey, but personally, I think it's a okay phrase to use. If you're talking to people who've just started, then smooth is a great word to use because it's right. Irish whiskey is smooth. If I was to turn around now and I've got a few Irish whiskies, I would probably go in just a Jameson's. I mean, you can go Jameson's, Tullamore Dew. Redbreast is probably a little bit sweet. If you really did like the sweetness of it, you could go for the Redbreast. You've got Green Spot at the back here, which is also very nice. And you've got Proper 12, which is probably, this might be controversial, on the same kind of level as Jameson's. But I would just start at Jameson's, to be honest, and have it in a cocktail. If you don't fancy having it on its own, which not everybody does, have it in a cocktail. We're going to do cocktails on the channel as well. Whiskey cocktails. We might even diverse into other alcohols as well because you can be a bit restricted when you're doing cocktails with just whiskey. So we might do others. But I've got a lot of cocktails that I do here. This is actually, I will tell you now, this is actually called the Black Sheep Bar. It's got its own Instagram page and everything. And this is where we do all the cocktails. So I'm going to do a few cocktails as we go as well. So we will see how that goes. And if you like that, we'll do more. Springbank 10 is a bit of an all-rounder, light peat, oily, some sweetness and a bit briny. Wow, well, that sounds interesting. I would imagine that would what you would class as complex in the whiskey world. Yeah, correct whiskey straight away. You'd always drink your whiskey as you want to. I don't care whether I give you my most expensive whiskey in the bar. If you want to have it with a Coke, have it with a Coke. It's not up to me. As soon as I offer you a drink and you have that drink, you can add to it whatever you want. I'm not going to look down on you for it. It's entirely up to you. I'd rather you drank it with Coke than leave it on the side and not drink it. Just enjoy it. It doesn't matter at all. There's a bit of snobbery about whether you put ice, whether you should put Coke. If you want to put ice and Coke in your Lefroy, your Signet, your Bal Blair, do it. Drink it, enjoy it. That's a phrase that we've got on this channel that we're going to kind of push, and it's called pour it, drink it, enjoy it. 3 simple steps. That's all you need to do. Prestige cucumber whiskey. Everybody's seen his live video where he tries an Ardbeg and gets a cucumber taste to it. It's quite comical. But if you're tasting that, then fair play. I mean, who am I to say that you're not tasting it? It's just one of those, isn't it? If it's in there for you, it's in there for you. I wish I could taste some things as diverse as cucumber in some of the whiskies I have. Sometimes all I can taste is alcohol, to be honest. But that's just the way whiskey is, and that's what's so good about whiskey, isn't it? That we can all try it the same. We could all have a shot of exactly the same whiskey now, and I will taste a hell of a lot different to you. So, Whisky Freedom is off. Thank you for the welcome. I will enjoy the ride, and let me know when you're around, and I will definitely pop down and see you. 100%. I will welcome the invite. Castmate, again, thank you for popping in. It's been a pleasure having you. We'll do another one soon. Might be a whiskey chit chat, a bit more fun with the wife. You can say hello to her as well. Cheers. Thanks for popping in. Okay. So we've been going for about half an hour now. I'm going to wrap it up in a minute. To be honest, guys, this has been far, far better than I thought it was going to be. I thought I'd start it up and there'd be me and maybe my son. I kind of thought Prestige Liquids would be here just because he's been so supportive. So it was nice to see him pop up. Even though I know he's driving and he can't comment a lot. I appreciate you being here either way, mate. It's I can't say more. Just one thing before I do sign off. One good thing that happened today, other than doing this, was I finished my Infinity bottle, and I've bottled it up into little bottles. It's called the 5001. Well, it's called the 501. It stands for 50 whiskies, and it's my first Infinity bottle. And what I'm going to do, these ones that I've done here are all for family and friends. I'm going to do a couple, 2 to be precise, of special YouTube ones. And if I'm ever about any events or whiskey tastings or anything like that, you recognise me, this ugly mug from the videos that I do, come up to me, introduce yourself. And if you're one of the first 2 that do that, I will give you one of my Infinity bottles. There's 50 ml in there, and I must admit I tried it today and it is fantastic. It's sweet, complex, it lasts long, it's oily. I'll tell you what, honestly, I've been filling this litre bottle up for ages. Like I say, there's 50 different whiskies in there, and I was thinking if this tastes like crap when I've finished, then I'm going to be very disappointed. But thank God it tastes amazing, and that's why I wanted to share it anyway. But it's that nice. I want to share it more, so I'm going to push it out further than just family and friends. And I'm going to give it to the first 2 people who introduce themselves to me while I'm out and about at different events. Obviously, I'm in Birmingham, Solihull, around that area. So if you're around, you're in the Birmingham Whisky Club, you could see me in there. You're in Bourne & Co, walking around town, walking around Solihull, introduce yourself, and hopefully if I've got one on me, I will give it to you there. If I haven't got it on me, I'll get your address and I'll post it to you. On that note, I want to thank you again. I know Prestige, it's early in the morning for you, so you've got your day ahead of you. And to everybody else, if you're not in the UK, enjoy whatever time it is. All things whiskey, cheers for staying for the whole time. And I hope you enjoy your little glass of 501. And I will catch up with you again soon. Like I said, it might take me a little longer to do a proper video on YouTube because I'm just struggling with finding the right tone with it. So I'll maybe do a few more of these live ones in the meantime until I can kind of get my head around it. Thank you again. I'm going to sign off now. Thank you so much. Honestly, guys, I cannot thank you enough. Love you all. Cheers. Bye.